Welcome back. I'm playing Darfall, and we'll continue on with our survival campaign here. It looks like the next one is Eskerton Hold. So establish to guard the narrow pass between the Wraith Woods and the human territories. It stands as a crucial bulwark against the threats that lurk beyond the marshes. This is the Deadlands biome. And then this should be a 10-day challenge, and then the only ones that'll be left are the endless survivals. I'm not super excited to do those. I mean, I could probably try them later, but I'll probably take a little break here. But we got the mage here. He's got the energy overflow as his passive ability, so effectively he can increase his energy by 200% when he stands in one of those fountains. And I think we'll do kind of our standard build here with the freeze, the heal, and then the arcane strength to buff our guys up. This is going to be on the Chaosborn difficulty setting, and if you're new to this game, what that does is it increases all the enemies' life by 180% and the damage they do by 180%. So this can actually be exceptionally challenging on these Deadlands missions because you have to run around and try to kill mobs to get food, because as you can see, even with these farms being in almost all green, I'm still at a negative 55% for our food situation. So it really becomes quite challenging early on to get your food going. Now I'll still make a couple of these because I think it'll at least take some of the food to at least give us some maintenance, because it seems like early on you really can't be going more than 6 workers until you start creeping, or you just totally run out of food. And so that can be a bad situation. So I'm actually going to start it where I'm just going to create 2 farms here and let them
rain fire on them.
Try to get that food up to allow me to keep making some production.
Your order?
But we're going to need to get quite a bit of wood going as well, because we're going to want to make a storehouse and some other things here. So it's like we'll just try to get this energy up. Our mage is giving a passive buff to our peasants here. As he's standing close, that increases their worker efficiency. I think perhaps you could make an argument about maybe spending some resources to make your hero to be more efficient at resource gathering. Maybe the dwarf would actually be pretty good on a map like this, because he has the abilities to really buff your workers even further with his booze, and then he can throw those towers all around to help you. But again, I feel like I need to get the healing going so we can start killing the creeps to get more food out. So we'll see how that goes. We got our tier 1 healing right away, so that should at least help us to push. And then when you level, your energy levels get maxed out again, and you get full health, so I can sit here and chop for a longer period of time. But I definitely need to get more resources up here so I can get that storehouse, because that's really decreasing my efficiency, because you can drop those resources off at the locations here at the keep, but we want to be dropping it off actually a little bit closer. So if I'm going to build that here, I actually might want the first storehouse to be over this direction, and then maybe these lumberjacks in the mine can drop it off there. I'm not quite sure how aggressive to be here. Let's do that, I guess.
Rain fire on them.
And then once I chop down this other tree, we'll drop down a 3rd farm, and hopefully that will at least give us enough food to be able to supply our 6 workers. And this will make the walking at least a little bit quicker for our resource dropping. I don't know if it really makes sense to invest the resources to do that, but that's what we'll do.
A spell for your thoughts.
Alright. Yeah, see, we're already out of food.
With wisdom I move.
And I will need it in order to build spearmen and other things. But we're having such a slow economic start here. I don't even have enough to start building carpenters or stonemasons, anything
Where
like
wisdom
that.
leads, I follow.
So we're definitely in a bit of a situation. I think once we cut down this tree, maybe what I'll do is have our mage start mining some stone, so that way we'll be able to make the bricks. Because I will need to get a barracks out. Night 1, your hero is going to be strong enough to be able to solo the creeps, the undead that attack you.
Rain fire on them.
Hopefully these things should be close enough to the keep
Perfect.
that I don't need to get a torch out here. Or a lamppost, I mean.
Archmage at your service.
Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I probably got to get him on some stone here, right? Because we're doing pretty good on wood. Let's see, what do I got? 18 food.
Where
Got
wisdom leads,
6
I follow.
peasants, so maybe with 3 farms I can get 8, and then I could put a couple of guys on stone as well. Then I'll have him just run over to the right side here when he's charging his energy. That way he can inspire everybody else around him. And if we're going to have a plethora of wood
Rain
for
fire on
the
them.
short term, maybe we do the carpenter first before the stonemason. And unfortunately, gathering
Arcane
stone
winds guide me.
takes 40 energy compared to 30 for chopping. So we can only effectively gather twice before we have to start regenerating our energy. Which means every 20 stone, we're back up here again.
Well,
Now he's close
On the
to
move.
getting a level, but not quite there yet. Yeah, so that would be 2 rounds in
Your
order
order?
for him to level up. Maybe what I can do is have him just start running around here,
perfect. With wisdom,
get
I
a little
move.
more wood if we're going to be making that stuff, and then hopefully you should get up to 80, and then we should be able to mine twice, and that should level him up, and then we should be able to go through another round here.
A spell for your thoughts.
Yep.
Where wisdom
Yeah,
leads,
it looks like
I
we're
follow.
close enough that I shouldn't need to get a lamppost.
Done.
Alright, let's get you here, because I think that'll be the last one we're going to be able to do. And then we're going to have to save up some energy for the undead creeps, I think. There. That'll be attacking us, because at 2200 it starts. Ah, shit. Okay, so I do need to have a lamppost here. I thought I was close enough that I was going to be good. If I put it all the way out here, that'll get us closer to more wood for the future, so let's do that.
Archmage at your service.
And then the lampposts are actually surprisingly tanky buildings,
Well,
so they can take a big hit. Alright, we'll have you just kind of chop, I guess, for a little bit. Get some
A spell for
coal,
your thoughts.
since we're now going to be going through it faster
rain
with
fire on them.
our second lamppost here.
Yes.
Alright, we're here. Let's have you start fighting. Now, while the mage can solo these guys early on, it's not exactly a quick process.
Your order. To battle.
Now, this is unfortunate when they come with that angles, because a lot of the time, yep, see, just like what he did there, is even though they normally will just aggro onto you for attacking, if they happen to walk by a peasant, they'll just be like, oh, look, there's one of your workers, and then just start attacking them. And then once they get attacked, they'll
Perfect.
run into the keep or a house, and so that can really hinder your economy because they don't show up again until after you kill the guy that attacked them. So now, as you can see, I just lost 2 guys
Done.
from being able to work because of that guy just doing a single attack on each one of them there. So it really hampers our economy, because if that's not happening, your guys can continue to get resources all night, and that can help you at the start of day 2 during the day when you now have a little bit of more resources to be able to start getting your army out and doing some other advantageous things here. Now you can see those guys are to the northeast here are attacking my lamppost, but the lamppost has like 1,000 health, so it takes forever for them to get through it, especially as the doggos are attacking. Now, probably what I should have done, given that I'm sitting here talking instead of focusing on the play, damn it, I just did it twice, is I probably should be standing a little bit away from the workers, so that way when they path in to attack me, they're not gonna go right next to a peasant and get those attacks aggroed there.
Fine.
Alright, and then these guys are actually hit pretty hard. So if you're going to be soloing this, you want to be under the influence of the keep here, because they hit for like 30-some health. So as you can see, if I'm not healing, he would actually kill me on this higher difficulty. Now I should be getting close to leveling here. And then with them aggroing onto the mage, you know, unless they directly come into contact with those workers, you can see it just continues to be attacking the quarry there, but not aggroing onto the workers until he walks right next to him, like what just happened here. So now he just harassed both of those guys, so that gets to be pretty frustrating. But that's how that process works. And so I'll come up a little bit at an angle here, that way it hopefully shouldn't aggro onto my worker. And then he should still be able to be chopping all night, because we already have some inefficiencies here with our poor storage house location.
Perfect. Attacking.
Alright, looks like that angle's good enough that they should both be coming over to me. Hopefully they won't attack them while they're dropping off the resources, but that's always the fear. I do finally have enough to be able to get a barracks out. So we'll get that started. What is this? 5 o'clock, so I think this hound that's coming up here, that should hopefully be the last attack wave here tonight.
Rain fire on them.
And then again, because of that angle, I don't think there's a good way for me to not have them attack my workers, unfortunately. Alright, but we're definitely losing quite a bit of food here. So I think we're going to have the mage just come up and start chopping for a while, because we are going to need the wood to get our spearmen out, because we certainly can't afford a bowman right now. We don't have any hides or anything. And I might have wasted those resources by having the 2 lumber camps here.
Archmage at your service.
But if I am going to do that, I'm going to need to get another lamppost up there. But I don't know if I necessarily have to rush that.
Where wisdom leads, I follow.
Yeah, that was kind of a waste to have dual lumber camps, because I don't have enough food economy to be able to get more than the 7 workers here. So we need to just save up to get the spearmen out. Because the mage should be able to solo like some of those armadillos. Maybe a fire spirit if he can heal through it and it's not too high of a level. But otherwise we need to have at least another unit with us to be able to fight. Perhaps maybe the slayer, or, you know, the bowman, the archer, beastmaster I think it's called. You know, maybe some of those other ones, minus the dwarf, would maybe be able to do a better job with creeping here. But once you get a few military units out, then the mage works really well, because then you have that healing aura to just let you stay out in the field for longer periods of time. Alright, well, we got this wood up to the northwest here, so I think that's probably going to be the next spot that I'm going to want to chop at. I do kind of like those trees to the northeast, and I was kind of setting up to go there with that lamppost. But I think with the stones up here, acting as a partial barrier wall, I think that's probably going to be a better location. A safer one, at least. Yeah, I've almost cleared out every map now, and I'm still confused how the food mechanic works here, because it just went from -1 to +7. Now I know they'll siphon some funds away from me. Every 8 or 9 hours for when the guys are eating. That's how the food source works, so if you like hovered over the food, it would show you. I guess at this rate, we're probably going to end up leveling up before we start creeping.
Well,
And it's actually quite a bit of experience. You get kind of fooled by that the more you level up.
yes.
I might just put you on stone, maybe. Although, I really have a pretty decent stone situation here.
With wisdom I move.
Let's just see if we can find some food.
Fine.
This is taking too long.
Perfect.
Alright,
order?
I cannot fight a dragon.
Done.
Come on, man. Give me something
On
weak
the
here.
move.
There we go.
Arcane
Oh, he's
winds
level
guide
4, though. That might be kind of tough. Yeah, see, he's hitting me for 50. Shit. And he's got 700 health. He's going to be able to kill me. Alright, you're getting kind of close, but I think I'm going to have to run.
Yes.
Yep, see, I'm already a couple hits away.
With wisdom I
I
move.
wonder if I can kite him.
Fine.
Alright, there's 30.
Perfect.
Pull you in. Shit, don't heal.
Done.
Alright, hopefully I can outlast him here. Oh, it's going to be close. Nice. Alright. And that did
Yes.
get me 13. So that should be able to get me enough to get a spearman. Yeah, see, it's down to +2. Frustrating. Alright, let's get some more stone. And let's focus on the planks. We got enough charcoal for the
Rain
night.
fire on them.
I will eventually need to build another lamppost to help our choppers. Alright, we now got our spearmen.
Where wisdom leads, I follow. On the move.
Alright, well, we can't fight
Your
the
order?
dragons with just
Perfect.
the 2 of us, so let's see. We did find a
With
miner
wisdom
guy
I
over
move.
here, so let's see if we can maybe
Let's magic rain.
get some more. And if I can keep getting food, then I can keep getting out the spearmen.
Well. Fine.
Alright, nice. Ooh, that's actually a bow and a hide, so I might be able to make a archer now. And that will save us a bunch of wood. Can I... I guess that answers that question. I was going to be like, can I dare afford to make 3 warriors tonight?
Archmage at your service.
I think I should try it.
On the
Chance
move.
it.
Yes.
So if I can come kill this dragon down here,
Your order?
that should get us enough food to probably make us through the... let us survive through the night to keep pushing into tomorrow.
Rain fire on them.
Yeah, see, that one dragon is just about able to kill my freaking spearman here. Alright, good.
With wisdom I move.
Yep, that's 68. Those dragon guys are really good for food. So that's a huge boon.
Where wisdom
In
leads,
fact, I might actually
follow.
be able to make some more workers now. But I think I
spell
want to
for
try to
your
get a army up to 5, because if I can,
Arcane winds guide me.
then...
Rain fire on them.
Ah, shit.
Fine.
I didn't get enough wood to get that lamppost. I kind of let it slip when I got excited about my food situation there. Yeah, see, now we're up to 49, so even at our -7, that should be enough to help us.
Perfect.
Alright, you can just fight, and the 4 of you should be able to hold the line tonight. You can attack here, since you're out of energy.
Well,
yeah, day 2, a mage will not be able to hold by himself. And well, he probably could, but you're going to lose a lot. And it's going to be very expensive, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to try that. Now, you don't need to have a full army to survive by any means. Even just a couple guys would be enough, but the big thing is if I can get to +5 by night 3, then I can just have our mage work all night with gathering resources, especially if we end up finding an energy fountain. And then if we can get that overflow going, then you'll have 200 energy to then gather resources in the morning. And now we have enough for the mana, so now, because we'll be fighting so much on these deadlands, I actually should not need to make any mana orbs or anything with the altar, because you're killing so many guys, you tend to get so many resources with that. But yeah, I'm going to need at least 5 to probably take out the dragon layers. And then we can farm those for equipment, food, and other resources. So that should be huge for us.
with wisdom I move.
You see, we're at -19, -12.
Archmage at your service.
Here comes the archer.
Where wisdom leads, I follow.
So that's the new unit that shows up at night 3. Or night 2, I should say. The single archer isn't bad, but when they get to be a big group, they do surprising amounts of damage. Like, see, he was just about able to kill that quarry all by himself there.
Archmage at your service.
Alright, here comes the dual ghouls here.
A spell for your thoughts. Well,
Now you're out of energy because I had to heal here.
fine.
But as you can see, the single mage would really be struggling here. You'd have to be kiting guys around and effectively fighting underneath the
Rain fire on them. Done.
keep here for the healing aura.
On the move.
And then those little red circles are for your abilities, and then the yellow is the perk points there. So we're trying to save up for 3 so we can get the next healing level. Alright, there's probably going to be one more attack wave coming. So let's get you up here, because I'd like to get some more wood, because I would like to get a tavern up. So that way we can increase the efficiency of all of our workers around here. Now this should get both the stone, both stones, and the ore. And most of those trees down there, so I think that's probably a good location. We'll get another spearman since I don't have any bows.
I follow.
We're in a net negative food situation, so I'm definitely gonna need to
With wisdom I move.
creep here, but once we get that guy up, we should be good. Try to get a little bit of energy while we're waiting. Alright, so now we're up to +5 for our army. Now the question is, which direction do we want to go? I think we should go actually to the northeast.
Arcane winds guide me.
because there is one of those demon portals, and they
Done.
should start summoning in guys to attack me.
Your order?
Oh, this can actually be problematic. I mean, I'm kind of happy because you can actually get good equipment and food and everything from these guys, but it can also be kind of tricky to fight all of them off this early. Now, that's actually pretty nice. I got some robe there, so that should allow me to make a cleric, which will also help me with the healing. So if I am going to be staying out for long periods of time fighting, that could be very beneficial. And then these little fire demons have a high propensity to drop equipment. It can be both robes or it can be the stuff for knights. And if you could get a full knight set out, that could be potentially huge for you. Because that would be a huge power boon. Alright, nice. We got a perk book.
With wisdom I move.
Alright, and now we'll try to farm these guys here, and in fact it should take so long to kill some of these fire demons. See, there we go, we just got a shield. So that will be some of the one out of the 3 equipment we need for a knight. Oh, there we go, we just got a sword. Nice. So now we got 2 out of the 3 to be able to get a knight. We're still finding some bows, so that'll help me make some archers. As you can see, we're getting pretty decent... oh, we got 2 swords. Yeah, this is going out really nice, so hopefully I can just keep spamming this, even if I can't go further just with the equipment I'm getting here. This is going to allow me to get a great army. And then we're getting, you know, potentially double the mana orbs here, too, with our abilities, so we should be able to just make a ton of units here, because we're getting stocked up on food as well, because we're up to almost 140, and we're getting a bunch of hides and things as well, so that'll help us when we want to start making some equipment.
To battle. Yes?
Yeah, well, unfortunately I haven't found an armor yet, but I think we just gotta drop these guys off here, because we're gonna run out of food shortly. And then if I can get you over here, I should be able to start making some more workers. I'm always conflicted about on these maps if it makes sense to do the stable to get that plus 30% efficiency to the farms, because if you're already doing like a -70, just changing it to a -40 make a big enough difference? I'm not actually sure.
On the move.
Come on, I was hoping you were gonna get me an armor here. I don't want those battle axes.
Done.
Alright, so that's the end there.
Your order?
Alright, we got one of these little oh, there we go. See? It was about to send an attack party to come after me here. I don't have enough wood. Oh, here we go. Nice. We actually have an energy fountain here. So this should allow us to be able to sit down here and farm for a little bit.
Fine.
I don't know if I want to necessarily fight all these guys at once, though. Yeah, see, these guys are hitting me pretty hard. I think I actually got to run. I can't fight all these guys at once. Alright, I gotta pull you back. Ah, he's a level 8. That's why he's kicking my ass so bad. Alright, we got this miner over there.
With wisdom I move.
Alright, let's pick up the board. Let you heal here. And we'll run you back. And we'll get a smelter, because we actually just found quite a bit of silver over here. And I should be able to convert that into some bars, and then I might be able to make the best backpack here. And let's get another barracks going.
Perfect.
There we go. Nice.
Fine.
And make a house. Because of all of our lampposts, we got to go up on our
Done.
charcoal here.
On the move.
We got 2 iron bars there, so that would be enough to allow us to make
With
the
wisdom, I move.
almost best backpack there. Alright, we got that. We found some armor. Let's just take out this orc camp here.
Perfect.
Alright, we found a chest over here.
Your order? Arcane winds guide me.
Alright, let's try to clear out these guys. Oh, shit. Alright, there we go. Nice. I was going to say, oh, I can make a mage, but then I'm like, wait, if I can make a mage, I can probably make the,
Done.
make the best backpack here, which would be more important for us, since we're creeping so much. Let's see, I don't really need the cold brew because there's no reason to actually have that
Perfect.
on a map like this, because it only has an effect on the deserts. Dang it, stop auto picking up shit here. I want to get that ring so I can equip it. There you go.
Magic, strike forth. Attacking.
Alright, question is can I get over here?
On the move.
I don't know if you're going to be able to fight that.
Done.
Let's try it, I guess. If nothing else, you might be able to weaken it a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to clear it.
Yes.
Alright, that looks good. Alright, well, let's try it, I guess. Get that going. Alright, we'll run you back here.
Perfect.
And hopefully
Where wisdom leads, I follow.
we can pick up this stuff over here. And then these guys should be able to stay here overnight and protect the base.
Order.
You know, I should have picked up that backpack probably, because there's actually enough items over here that I think you're going to get full.
Done.
Oh, there's an archer to the southwest. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I hear an archer shooting, but I'm not sure where. Yeah, look at that. I found the same freaking...
Arcane winds guide me.
Alright, let's get you over to here. Let's get that. And then I think let's just put you up here to gather resources all night. Alright, you're running out of wood. I wouldn't mind getting these going. Because really, if our hero's going to be chopping all night, I should get a plethora of stone in the morning. A plethora of wood in the morning.
To battle.
And of course I found an undead dogs attacking me there. Alright, we can get one worker there.
Whoa!
And we should be maxed out. Alright, let's just have you chop all night. Alright, we got the big fatty over here. Alright, good. Let's get you over to here. Yeah, we are definitely under attack. You're still just chopping over there. Alright, let's get you back into the keep to heal. Alright, this is going pretty well, I think. You know, we got a pretty decent army going this early in the game. And then we should be getting quite a bit of ore, which we can then convert into iron bars and then get a blacksmith and start making our spearmen into knights. And effectively, once that happens, then we can start creeping the medium to, yeah, probably the medium locations. Creep locations, I mean. Let's see, we're running out of... running out of wood here. So let's set you over here to get more stone. And really, once we... today, what we want to do is just get as much stone up as we can. That way we can start to make some walls. Because we will want to have some defensive structures set up here.
Perfect.
Actually, I wonder... yeah, I think you can mine under that energy flow, and that should actually allow you to get unlimited amount of stones. That may be even more important for us to be able to build our walls tonight, so that could be actually pretty huge. Let's start getting this stuff set up so we can make some additional outposts if we find some areas of interest. Alright, that should be the last attack wave for the night. Yeah, see, with our items now, you're almost all the way up to 300 energy, which is huge. It's got 152 wood and 40 stone. So let's run you over here and collect all those things, and then run you back. We do have some silver up here, so that could potentially be our next location for a base, assuming I can keep it safe.
Arcane winds guide. Fine.
Alright, let's get you back to here. Break that down. And probably gonna want to make some walls over here, so let's do something like that. Now we'll also secure some more stone and wood.
On the move. Arcane winds
I thought I killed that. I guess not.
Alright,
Alright, here we go. We found some of those dragon locations. Let's actually freeze them, because they can do quite a bit of damage if they all attack the same guy. And then if I build a storehouse over here, I should be able to get both stone and wood. So that's like a 2-for-1, which makes it more efficient. Alright, that should be fine.
Your order?
Alright, good. That actually is an improvement. I need the healing more.
Perfect.
And then let's try to farm this for food. Because if I can just make my food economy explode now, then I should just be able to get my economic situation totally squared out tonight.
To battle.
And that should be huge for us.
Your order?
And then, if we can farm some of these fire demons too, that might be enough to allow us to get some stuff for our knights here.
Perfect.
Nice, we got a perk book over here. They do have the chance of dropping those for you.
On the move.
Yeah, I think you have to wait like 10-15 seconds. And then it'll be able to respawn another
Magic, strike forth.
unit that they get. So the fire pit summon the fire demons.
I move.
Obviously these layers will summon in the dragons here. Oh, I just killed it accidentally.
Order.
But yeah, now we got almost 1,000 food doing that, so that's highly effective. I don't know if the game is expecting you to farm like this, but this makes it most efficient and for getting all these resources.
Attacking. Yes. Let's magic rain.
Alright, come on.
Done.
Nice.
Your order. Fine.
Alright, that's squared away. Now we do have 1,000 wood. Or 1,000 food, I mean.
Arcane winds guide me.
Good. Alright, let's get you back to here. Drop this off. And now we should just be able to go...
On the move.
Well, I guess we can't go bonkers, because I still need to get the resources, I guess. To be able to build all these locations here. So let's do that, and let's start making some workers. Yeah, I think I want to clear that out. Bring you over to here. I could push in those other directions. I still need a storehouse up here for our ore, so that was kind of an oversight on my part. Actually kind of surprised how...
A spell for your thoughts.
Would I have, but I guess I haven't been chopping. So I guess I shouldn't be that shocked, now that I think about it a little bit more. Alright, I thought I just heard guys leaving, but maybe I was mistaken, because I don't see them abandoning locations.
Done.
Alright, that'll get me a blacksmith.
Your order.
So I can start making equipment for our
Perfect.
knights.
Alright.
Alright, nice. Now, ooh, that's 5 of them, though. I don't know if we're going to be able to fight off 5 of them. Oh, shit. Man, I don't have the mana. There we go. Thank God I leveled there, because that could have been bad. He probably would have beaten me back. Alright, am I going to be able to push further tonight is the question.
Arcane
And I guess it's only 7 p.m., so we still have some time.
Done.
Alright, we do need to make some... Ugh! You got these stupid boulders. It's such a stupid thing. That blocks my ability to make walls. Alright, that should be good. If nothing else, we can partially enclose ourselves.
Magic, strike forth.
I kind of goofed up there that I didn't increase the amount of bricks I was making, because I should have a lot more bricks right now.
Yes. Your order.
Problem is I can't make gates because I don't have planks, and I can't make planks because I don't have any wood, since I wasn't chopping for most of the day. And I did build a blacksmith too, but this should also allow us to hopefully make some knights tonight. Now the next question is given how big my army is, and if I'm starting to get knights, should I send the mage
on the move
to try to harvest resources tonight or not is the question.
Perfect.
Yeah, I definitely goofed by not increasing those amount of bricks.
Done. So
yeah, I can't wall myself in all the way now. Hmm, 10% healing, that might actually be worth the energy decrease.
On the move.
Alright, get the freeze. Actually, I think we're going to be doing 10 days, so it probably makes sense to get the item finding ability.
Fine. Perfect. With wisdom, I move.
Alright, let's just get that increase so I don't forget again.
Your order? Yes.
Alright, and he's attacking me down here. Alright, let's start converting you into some knights.
Perfect.
Dude, don't let him kill that house.
Arcane winds
there we
guide
go.
me.
Alright, we got this going. Alright, and we'll get this over here. Shit. Dogs are coming. Necromancer makes his appearance on day 4. So they can take a pretty big hit, and then obviously they summon in additional units, undead units to attack you. But really, now that we're starting to get our food situation squared away, I need to focus on getting my economy up and running.
With wisdom, I move.
Alright, looks like there's one of the fatties coming over there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would like to seal some of this off here.
Your order?
I just can't quite see.
Arcane winds guide me.
Alright, good.
Done. Fine.
I don't know. I probably could have sent the mage out to try to collect the resources, but this is kind of intense enough that probably makes sense for him to be there.
Your
But
order.
it also gives him a lot more experience.
Arcane winds
Shit.
guide me.
Oh no. He's bugging out, so he's not hiding. So he's gonna go, ah!
Done.
So stupid. That should not have happened. So what was happening is he was far enough away that he thought, oh, I'm not getting attacked
Fine.
anymore, so then he popped out again, unlike those doggos,
Yes.
where they'll consistently hide.
Perfect.
Whatever, I have such a surplus of food with our farming here. Alright, let's start setting up some additional stone gathering down there. Alright, I don't think there's going to be any other attack waves tonight.
With wisdom I move.
So let's get you over this way.
Rain fire
Try
on
to
them.
open that up a little bit. Alright, and hopefully we can chop those trees down
Where
today.
wisdom leads, I follow.
Alright, let's keep getting those knights up here. So now we've got 4 of them. Get another barracks up. Make some stone. Alright, why do I have idle? Okay, he was just walking to his job. I'm like, you should not be idle right now.
A spell for your thoughts.
Alright, you now have enough to get
Well.
that going.
Your order.
Alright, now let's start pushing this way.
With wisdom I move.
Alright,
Fine.
this should be good. Alright, excellent. Ooh, nice. Got some purple
Arcane
boots
winds
there.
guide me.
So that's almost always an improvement.
On the move. Your order.
Alright, we should now be able to be tanking with the knights here. Get that ability so it gives us a 10% chance of finding double the equipment. Which may help us get even more food from our creeping. Alright, keep getting those houses out. Alright, we'll get tier 3 for the freezing
With
ability.
wisdom I move.
Ooh, nice. We got another dragon layer here.
Fine.
So let's just make for highly efficient farming locations. Because they drop equipment, they can sometimes drop perk books, they drop tons of food. And as we're hoping to really expand our economy today, I think that's the best way to be.
Attacking.
And then I would like to be able to clear out some outposts. Or set up some outposts, I guess I should say. But we haven't been able to clear that yet.
Magic. Strike forth.
I also got to take out that Dark Rituals site today, or else it's going to start sending armies after me.
With wisdom I move. Yes. Perfect. Done. Let magic reign.
Alright, good. Nice, we even found a perk book here.
On the move.
Alright, found a little dragon down here. Got another perk book. That actually seems like an improvement.
With wisdom, I move. Attacking. Fine.
Alright. Another dark pylon up here. Hopefully if he sends guys after me. I should be in the way to intercept them. Alright, have you keep trying to pick this stuff up since you're stuck here. So I can try to get you some bonus experience.
Where wisdom leads, I follow.
Alright, got 10 more seconds here. And that should get me 2 additional perk books. This actually looks pretty decent. Alright, we do have almost 1,000 stone. So I do think I probably need another stonemason here. Because we for sure need to be able to get our walls up by tonight. Because they're starting to breach. So I think I'm going to call quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.